What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking out for the future of this company. I'm also going to do an analysis as to where the support and resistance levels are and what we could see playing out for the future. I also have some major updates from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk, as we have important tweets that came out involving a recession and also the housing market right now from Elon Musk. So this is going to be big for our economy, big for the stock market, and this is something that could be an Easter egg into the future. So I actually want to talk about that. I'm also going to be talking about the pieces of news affecting Tesla and also what's going on with the Fed, as we did see a big change or something big announced that was kind of bearish, so to speak, but not necessarily as bad as some people think it is. So I want to talk about that too and how this can affect the market going forward. But before I talk about the Fed, the market, Tesla, and Elon Musk, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. The last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull with the link down below and deposit any amount of money into the account, whether it's $1 or 100, it's up to you. You're guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000, and you could always sell those 5 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. This is a limited time offer, so please check it out as the offer ends in just 5 days. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, it ended up closing below where I thought it would. I did think we'd be a little bit more on the bullish side today, but we ended up seeing a slight red day for Tesla. It wasn't super bad, but we ended up getting a bounce very close to where I predicted we'd get it. But at the same time, it isn't looking too great right now, if I'm going to be honest with you. Now, there are some bullish indicators on the SPY, like I talked about. We do have this nice gap right here, which is an indicator that we will get, or will most likely get, a nice bounce in the near term. However, that does not mean that downside is over for the market and this bear market is over. And I want to talk about this through the lens of Elon Musk. Look at this right here. Many months ago, this person known as Zach, they asked Elon Musk, when do you think the next recession will be? And Elon Musk responded. The legendary Elon Musk said, predicting macroeconomics is challenging to say the least. My gut feel is maybe around spring or summer 2022, but not later than 2023. So that is what Elon Musk just predicted. That's what his gut was telling him. And to say the least, I can't confirm that that's right just yet. He could be right, but we need the data to confirm that. And we'll have to see the next Q2 report of our GDP. It's going to take a couple of months for us to get that, but he could be right. And I want to talk about what does this actually mean for the markets, right? We also saw this important tweet for Tesla in the market that came out. Shibetoshi Nakamoto, this person stated that it's beyond bad. It is the worst it has ever been in history. And they're showing the home prices. And they do claim that before this was known as the housing bubble, they do believe we're in a bubble right now. And obviously that's contentious, but they're most likely right about that. But the question is, does the bubble have to burst this time around? Is it going to be like 2008? Time will tell. In my opinion, I don't really see it being that bad, but time is going to tell. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because Elon Musk responded with 2 exclamation points. So he's stressing how important it is for people to look at the current state we're in. Now, going down, right here, Elon Musk responded, it just keeps happening. And he is correct. There is another bubble. He is definitely correct about that. And this bubble could burst. It is very possible for that to happen. Am I guaranteeing that? No, I'm not promising that. It's just a possibility. And Elon Musk is letting you know. Then Shibetoshi Nakamoto stated, trust is very difficult to earn and very easy to lose. Very wise words from him. And Musk responded like thrust on a rocket. Just like that. Very good analogy. So you understand my point. Musk is trying to inform us that things are not in the best of states economically. That does not mean the market has to crash for the rest of the year. It does not mean that. Even during a recession, it is possible for the market to still improve while we're actually in it. That may sound crazy, it may sound counterintuitive, but I just want to put it out there that downside is still another possibility. So from a technical perspective, let's actually look at Tesla. The SPY has this gap that may bring it up to 427 in the future. Can I promise that? It's either going to get filled in the future during recovery, or it may get filled maybe next week. It's very possible we'll get a nice bounce because from a technical perspective, If you look at RSI, SPY is pretty oversold. I think if you look at the daily candles, you're going to see the same thing. SPY is close to that oversold range. So typically when we see big drops like this, we get a nice bounce. And you can see it like this. Like, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Look at the SPY. We got this big drop down, nice bounce. Then a big drop, bounce, big drop, bounce, big drop, kind of like a double bottom formed. Big drop, bounce, big drop. We should get a bounce to the upside, hopefully, but it really depends on many factors because we do have CPI coming out, and we really want to see how this ends up affecting the markets because the early part of next week could be a little bit shaky because of that. But other than that, a bit of a recovery day on Monday is possible for Tesla. Let's get into Tesla. What are we seeing right now? I'm using the 2 hour candles. Check this out. So, yesterday, if we go back to yesterday, it's right here. Yesterday, Tesla got a nice bounce off, not yesterday, a few days ago off 848.5, and that held us up pretty darn well. So I would have expected that same price level to be our support, right? 848. We ended up actually bouncing off 843. So that could be a bit of a bearish indicator. It's possible we're not in the best of states, showing that the 847 or 848 level of support may not hold us as well. And now the new resistance levels are 870 and $887 a share. But if we do start to bounce to the upside, excuse me, I was just coughing. If we do bounce to the upside, we're going to have some resistance at 900. And I do think we could hit the 900s again if the SPY got that bounce. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see if that happens. It's very possible. And I like to be optimistic, so hopefully it happens. If not, downside is a possibility. Now, I'm not going to give you guys my price prediction for this video. I'm going to do it on a later video. But tomorrow, I'm going to release a video about what may happen to Tesla during a recession or a market crash. And I'm going to pinpoint the different places where it may end up moving. So that's going to be a very important video. I definitely recommend watching it tomorrow when it's released. But from a technical perspective, does this look bearish or bullish? RSI right now, 847 did not hold us. We got a bounce off 843. So we are starting to make those lower lows as of right now. But for the way I'm seeing it, a bit of a downward trend is also showing right here. So it does look a little bit bearish, but the market was kind of oversold in a way. So you could also argue that it could be bullish. So it's a really, really tough place to really consider where we're at. The MACD flipping with the 9-day moving average is showing some bearish price action right over here. So we'll have to wait and see. But the thing to remember about Tesla is it runs similar to the SPY in a way. Like, let me just show you what I'm talking about. This thing dropped hard. We hit 821, we bounced. Then we went to 930 something dollars a share. We dropped back down to 847, we bounce, drop down, we bounce. We just dropped down and we didn't get a nice bounce yet. So hopefully we get that bounce. I do think that's going to happen next week. I like to be optimistic. The SPY has this gap, so hopefully we get a bounce and Tesla should be back in the 900s. If not, if we can't make it back to the 900s, this thing could actually crash down to the 820s. I don't like to say that it's a possibility because that's where our key support is at 821. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm not going to give a perfect prediction for today. I'm going to release a later video for that. But I also want to talk about this here. So although Tesla could go either way, and I do expect a bit of a bounce, hopefully by sometime next week, I think the market should improve at least a little bit. But right now, Tesla is making some very good moves for their supply chain. So right now, they signed this big deal with Brazil's Vale. It's a long-term deal to supply Tesla with nickel, and this is just their way of keeping up with the production needs that they need to really keep on putting up with to grow this company from a fundamental perspective. So they are planning on building another gigafactory in Shanghai. They really are going to need a lot more commodities, and because of inflation and other things like that, it is affecting them in some ways. There were also the lockdowns in China. We all know about them, but Tesla is like 80% back to full production, maybe like 85% right now. So they're slowly getting back into place. Now, another reason why the market took a hit, and I don't like to talk about this, but an ex-Fed official known as Richard Clarida, I apologize if I said that wrong, they stated that the rates of at least 3.5% are needed to slow inflation. I don't know if that's true. That's not confirmed because we have to see what the next CPI report shows. and that's coming out on May 11th. So if inflation or the CPI shows inflation going down, we would know that the Fed doesn't have to be as aggressive as some of these people on the internet are saying they have to be, right? If inflation starts to like flatten, things could be better. But to make the claim that they need to, raise rates by 3.5% is crazy to really make that claim just yet, in my opinion. And you shouldn't fall for news like this or just take it completely seriously. Take it with a grain of salt. Because this ex-Fed official said this, and they're not in that silent period where they can't talk, the market did take a hit. And that's one of the reasons. There are many other reasons too, such as recession fears and what's happening with prices and commodities. But what I'm trying to say is, there's going to be a lot of FUD about a market crash, about rates going up, rates like the Fed having to raise rates like 7 times this year, up to 4%. Don't believe it without seeing data first. So we're going to have to wait for the CPI report. We're going to have to wait to see what the GDP report says in a few months. And until then, I'm not going to make crazy claims like that. And I think you shouldn't fall for these crazy articles just like that, in my opinion. So for the time being, there could be some bearish price action. Like I said before, 847 to 843 should be support, also 821. And then resistance, if we do get that nice bounce for next week, resistance will be at 870, 887, 900, and then around like the 920s. So just keep that in mind. The last thing I want to talk about is this right here. Elon Musk also talked about the next release of the full self-driving technology, the beta. They mentioned that this is going to be the 10.12 update, which I think they should just call it the 11 from this point. He stated that it's another step towards NNs using surround video and reconciling output to a unified vector space for control code. This improves complex intersections in high traffic. So this just means that the code is going to be a lot better and the cars are going to perform a lot better in heavy traffic. That's what it means in English if you don't understand what Elon Musk was saying. But my point is, they're making improvements every day. The company is still growing. There will be some bearish price action perhaps in the future. There are going to be red days again, but it's not the end of the world because that's the opportunity to buy for the long term. And for the long term, as long as they keep up with deliveries, as long as they keep up with innovation, with how they're developing AI, I'm still incredibly bullish. Nothing has changed. I'm still very excited for the future. So don't let the red get the best of you. With that said and done, thank you for listening. As an intelligent investor, don't let your emotions get the best of you. Remain calm, cool, and collected because the future will be bright. Tesla is still an amazing company, so stay strong. With that out of the way, Tesla to the moon, and peace out.